We put this festival on you with a lot of love. We worked for 1 year for you pigs. And you want to break our walls down? And you want to destroy it? Well, you go to hell!
In the late 1960s and early 70s, a small island off the south coast of England became the epicenter of the music universe. The Isle of Wight festivals of 1969 and 1970 have taken on fabled status in the half a century since, and it's little wonder why. The likes of Jimi Hendrix, Bob Dylan, Miles Davis, The Doors, Leonard Cohen, Joni Mitchell and The Who were just a few of the global superstars to grace the island, along with an estimated 750,000 revelers who travelled across Solent waters to make their way to the promised land. The crescendo, the hype, the noise, the local talent threatening to shatter the figurative glass ceiling through their association with those legendary rockers. Just as the buzzing lights reached blinding levels of amperage, they pulled the plug. The 1970 event was by far the largest of these early festivals, and the unexpectedly high attendance levels led the following year to Parliament adding a section to the Isle of Wight County Council Act of 1971, preventing overnight open-air gatherings of more than 5,000 people on the island without a special licence from the council. Level 42 apart, the next 3 decades saw few local acts break through the music industry's proverbial glass ceiling. And while the Isle of Wight Festival returned after the law was abolished in the early 2000s, and a band named the Bees briefly buzzed with a pair of top 30 UK albums, the level of success didn't match the conveyor belt of local talent. You see, the problem was never talent. It was maybe a lack of ambition or recognition, the result of being on an island cut off from the rest of the UK, cut off from the rest of the globe. But then in 2021, a band came along that changed everything.
Please welcome the phenomenal Wet Leg.
Wet Leg!
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Rhiannon Teasdale and Hester Chambers not only rose to prominence, but kicked the door open to shake the entire music industry to its core with a plethora of awards, self-titled UK #1 album, and memorable sets at events like Glastonbury Festival and South by Southwest, marking Wet Leg as one of the most exciting acts on the planet. It got me thinking, who could be the next island musician to break through? Lauren Hibbard, Plastic Mermaids and Coach Party may be a little further down the line, but 19-year-old Beth Brookfield is potentially the most exciting of the new crop. Winning the White Noise competition at Strings Bar in Newport, she performed a memorable set on the Kashmir Cafe stage at this year's Isle of Wight Festival, subsequently making her main stage debut the following day.
You got a pretty good crowd, didn't you, for an afternoon set?
Yeah, I was so grateful that there were so many people there, and I loved it. I could see people singing the words to my song, so yeah, that was great.
And I see that your dad and your family, they were wearing the Beth Brookfield t-shirts.
Yeah, we've got the merch out, we're ready for people to get if they feel like they want to. But I hope it's a place away.
We've seen Beth a few times live. We booked her to work for us in Ride. She came down to Ride, did a few things, and that was a year ago. 1 year on, what a moment for her. Big fans of hers. We're going to keep being big fans. We'll see her further up the schedule in a couple of years, no doubt.
Beth actually started performing when she was about year 4 at school. She started on the ukulele, and by the time she finished, she was leading the school ukulele band, which they put together as a result of her, and yeah, that really got her going. Then she moved on to guitar. Last year she progressed to the Kashmir and also the P1 stage at the festival, and we sort of half-jokingly said, well, this time next year could be the main stage.
You were at the main stage when Beth performed. What did you make of that?
I thought it was amazing. I thought seeing someone from the Isle of Wight come onto the Isle of Wight Festival main stage and perform, that was like quite a big moment to see. Like, obviously loads of people from the Isle of Wight, we always go to the Isle of Wight Festival, always watch it, and then to see someone like that, it must have been amazing for her.
And what do you think it is at the moment that's making all these artists, these musicians suddenly burst through? Like, you've got Lauren Hibbard and Wet Leg, of course, and Beth and all these sorts of people.
It must be the Isle of Wight, something in the water here.
I want to take this time to introduce my amazing band. On my right we have Brandon Ford. Behind me on drums we have Toby Jones. On bass we have Kurt Williams. And on lead guitar we have...
In a year's time, say you come back to the Isle of Wight Festival, what would your hopes be? Like, what would you...
I would absolutely love to obviously to come back here to Kashmir to play again. Maybe Big Top, I would absolutely love to play that stage. So yeah, Big Top hopefully next year. Thank you so much.
Beth continues to sparkle in a local pool now heavily populated by potential piranhas. One thing is for sure. With her dedication, talent and desire to scale greater heights, she's giving herself every opportunity to become the island's next breakout star. At just 19 years of age, a world of opportunity awaits. Although nothing is guaranteed in an industry with a history of chewing people up and spitting them out, there will always be an unrelenting conveyor belt of talented artists across all continents, with proof of how competitive this stratosphere is visible on the Isle of Wight itself. Lauren Hibbard was treading the boards of sticky clubs and bars for nearly a decade before finally releasing her debut LP to great fanfare earlier this year. Plastic Mermaids have suffered for their art for even longer. But there are only so many slices of the pie to go round. For every musician who reaches the pinnacle of the industry, hundreds are discarded or end up playing the Lady in Red playlist at weddings to keep their bank balances in the green. Beth's track The Journey is aptly titled. She's just starting out on hers and ticks all the requisite boxes to make sure her rocket ship has enough fuel to reach the moon. One thing is for certain. Her hometown is a much firmer platform from which to make that leap in 2022 than it was for more than 30 years in which pieces of paper signed by stuffy councillors denied a generation of great music for the area. Crucially, this isn't an artist attempting to replicate what's already come down the pipeline. This isn't the next Signals, Wet Leg or Coach Party. This is the first Beth Brookfield.
No, I don't know your name or where you go. No, I don't know what you like or what you know.
How did you start in the music industry? What was your first experience?
Yeah, so I guess, like, obviously I've been doing music from a young age anyway, but like when I was kind of around 7, I started like getting into like musical instruments and things, so I like learned the ukulele first, which is so funny to me now. Like, I still have my first ukulele like in my music room, so it's special. But then I would say kind of when I was around 15, obviously I've been doing music for like quite a while at this point, but like I really started getting into like writing more songs. So like I've written a few, but kind of I was at one point like writing like 2 or 3 songs like every day when I was like around 15, so I really started getting into it. And then at my high school I had an opportunity to like perform at like a live lounge thing, so I did like a few of my original songs there, and then from there I decided that I wanted to come to Platform 1, and yeah, it's just kind of gone from there.
I now know where this road will lead me. It won't lead me where that you're not beside me. I'll thank you for the